Okay, I just want to say we live in a really great time where a lot of quality components are at affordable prices, really, and of really great quality. I'd like to argue that even Tiagra, I don't know how many speed, 10 speed is like damn good. I mean, a bit biased. I was using Tiagra for the Bowmen for many years. I used it until the inside shifter broke. How many crashes so it didn't break? So I argue that maybe this rose tinted glasses, but a lot of things at cheap prices are damn good really.
Today is the last episode of 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I would like to give a shout out to Oakley, who is now the sponsor for the podcast. So thank you, Oakley Singapore. And if you guys would like to support my channel, do contribute to my Patreon channel. So today's interview is with John, who is from CTCC. We first met when I sold him one of my bike parts, and now he's on the show. So he has a okay, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, but I think it's development. So Devel, not devil. A Devel bike that you've probably not heard about this, and we will speak about his bike, some of his racing experiences that I think will be very insightful to all of you, and why his bike is his weapon of choice. It's not a very expensive bike, but it works for him. So stay tuned and enjoy the rest of this show. So Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to all of you, and I'll see you in 2025. So cool that I have a new setup here.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh yeah, we are on already. Yeah. Okay.
Not yet. Just want to show my followers that I've got a new setup. Oh, look at this, man. All right.
Sicker.
Okay.
Let's go.
Ready? Are we all focused? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode, the last episode of 2024. We've got John from CTCC. Okay, John,
Hi.
what is CTCC?
Okay, CTCC is a mouthful.
Every bicycle club ends with CC, man.
Yeah. Like, if you think abbreviation should shorten the whole thing, right? But CTCC is still a mouthful. But full thing is Cycling Training CC. It used to be a website, but unfortunately now it's defunct, but we still keep the name because it's quite catchy, and I hope it's a household name to say. I hope like CTCC, like these people, like, okay. I hope it gives that kind of impression.
Every time when we write or I introduce you, I always start with this story. Do you know how I met John? It was before COVID, before Oompa Loompa cycling, and we met at the bottom of my my flat. And I was selling you my...
I'm wearing the same shirt as I met you.
Oh my god, yes.
Life has gone full circle.
I met him before COVID when I was selling my specialized saddle.
Yeah.
What saddle was it again? The power saddle.
Toupee.
Not the specialized power?
No. It's the flat one. I remember. I remember the flat one.
Yeah.
Toupee. Yeah.
That's my first encounter with John. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. Yeah. We did that whole exchange. And then, 3 years, 4 years now, we're here.
I still remember it's how we message again, right? It's just a reel of Espa winter. Just saying, I love Oompa Loompa. They sent to him out of the laws. If someone never messaged him for so long, they just follow.
Yeah, wow, that was epic. But okay, cool. So you are an accomplished cyclist. We're gonna speak about this bike that I believe nobody has heard of, unless I don't know. I've never heard of this bike. This brand.
I guess not a lot of people heard this. I never seen this bike anywhere. Honestly, even from where this is from, I never seen the bike outside on the road before. So this bike, it's called Devel, like in development Devel. People say devil.
Oh shit, I was pronouncing it wrong then.
So it's development. So this is like a frame from Philippines. So there's like I believe the story was something like a small company that wanted to literally break the molds, like by saying, we are made from China, but we have our own mold from a subcontracted factory, something like that. Along those lines, I just remembering on the spot. So when I first heard of this bike, it was from this YouTube channel. In 2019, it was this Nero team Nero cycling team, Continental team or something like that. Those remember Nero show? You got the James Coyle, and I hope I got their name correct.
Jesse Coyle, right?
Yeah.
What, James Coyle?
Wow, from where? Yeah, Jesse Coyle and something Miller. I'm so sorry.
Chris Miller.
Chris Miller. I was going to say Shane Miller. you see that?
Good, you got all the YouTubers wrong, man.
You see there's a trend of me missing out the names. So yeah, I remember watching that in 2019 or 2020. I was still using another bike then. Then when I saw this, like, wow, this is my dream bike to have,
This one?
Yeah, and
Okay.
and the fact that it's the distribution is so limited, right? You can't find it anywhere. Unless except recently lah, like last year where I randomly found this. Maybe we can talk about it later. But yeah, so it's made use by this narrow Continental team for their Conti races, and yeah, it's a very special bike to me lah. That's the back context lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take it all the way back. How long have you been cycling?
Okay, I've been cycling I started cycling since 2016. It was when before this I was playing music, like underground metal music kind of thing.
Wow.
It's very shocking. If you know the keywords, you can see me.
Okay.
If you know the real keywords, you can see me with long hair.
So what, are you a guitarist?
I'm a keyboardist.
Keyboardist
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
metal band.
Yeah,
What
I
the
know.
hell do you guys do?
I like do like symphonic metal kind of thing,
Okay.
progressive metal kind of thing. But
So is this like Dream Theater kind of stuff?
I like to think it was Dream Theater, but now I look back like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm sorry, what is this shit that we are playing? It's nonsense.
Right.
So yeah, so that's one. Then I play a lot of games also. Like just now we're talking about flight sim, and also sim racing where you have the steering wheel, the pedal. Then you do race on the virtual track. So that was kind of like my first thing into like anything competitive really, because it's e-sport. And I mean, as a young teenager and young 20s kid, you don't really have the character and discipline to train, like practice properly lah. So I'm just steering. I'm like, why am I not getting faster? Everyone's like 3 seconds ahead of me, that kind of shit. Then like, oh, I just drop it all together lah. So after that, when I first got my first full-time job, you stay at the computer all day. Then it's like when I reach home, I don't feel like staring at my computer at home. It's like suddenly just stick in them. So I just message my friend like, hey, you got bicycle or not?
Wait, why bicycle of all things?
Cause I feel like games like walking simulator, like those kind of games where you have to walk a lot, right? Explore a lot, like in Minecraft.
Walking simulator. Okay, this is the first. Okay.
like those kind of games where you have to walk a lot lah.
Yeah.
Like RPG or whatever stuff, right? Like I wanted that kind of like exploring feeling as well in real life. So walking is a bit slow, running painful. So okay, I cycle lor. Then my friend said, yeah, I got one bike here. You come and take lor. So that night I went over. So my friend, his bike is those $100 Carousell fixie. It has a front brake lah, but it's like it works like a fixie still. And I never rode the fixie at all. And that was 23. I think I was 23 years old lah. So yeah, I started quite late. So the last time I rode the bike was 16 at East Coast Park.
Okay.
Then that's my friend. Okay, right? So I was like, yeah, just go. So I go and take. Oh, actually, the night that I brought it back home, right, I will never forget. So okay, like you ride cycle. Maybe took a while to learn, but lucky there's a front brake to go and help you a bit. So as I cycling home, imagine like do you know those widened footpath? Like they have the bicycle side and the footpath side, right? So I was cycling on the left, like law-abiding guy. Then on my right, there's an e-bike uncle. And that was 2016. I don't think you have super zheng out e-bikes yet lah. So it's like fairly okay speed. I don't know what's the speed. So I decided like, hey, follow him lah. Like follow his speed lah. It's like, it's like having a time of my life. We were like, wow, on the night with my bro cruising on the footpath. So we're just happy riding along like that. Paul Walker shit. So the Paul Walker shit happens. Like, got all the footpath got all these small footpath go to the HDB, right? Remember, I'm on the left side. So this guy, he decided to just like that.
Okay.
Then when I saw it, I was like, whoa. Then he also, whoa. So like I really just swing the bike. Like lucky for sim racing, you have all these reflexes. If not, I just whoa, then like just ram into it. So I swing the bike into the grass. Oh shit! Then like legs up, both my legs up.
Yeah.
Cause is the pedal is still spinning, what?
Yeah.
Then like what loud boom 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 on the grass. Like wow, I never crashed lah. Like I get maybe because it was actually like quite slow speed, so never fall down. I was like wow. Then when I went home, I put the bike. It's like, hey, tomorrow again, let's go. Like, wow. So it's like
Sorry, I'm just gonna stop you here before my. I think you're very excited.
yeah, it's just louding. It's not as shit. Shit.
Okay, you don't want any equipment to fail.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It's a fun story. I mean, from there, come 2017, I bought my first bike. I think with my first or second salary lah. It was a Polygon F1.
What the hell? I have no idea what bike is that.
It's just a road bike shape but with a flat bar.
Okay.
Then like you have your mountain bike trigger, shifter, everything.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like a lot of things open to me because you have gear, you have all the shifting, you have better tire, better everything really. I remember it was like $500 back then. So from there, I went like to like a full commuter bikepacker mode, So I bought the big ass saddlebag, the frame bag, the handlebar bag. Well, 2017 was like, who the hell does this? Like, I was doing it before it was cool.
Yeah.
Then I have all that, right? Just to go to MBS. Walao, like, okay. Like, right, just cycle 20 km with all that gear.
But what were you planning to do? Like, you wanted to do touring or what?
Yeah. Like, the idea was like, I still remember all my desktop wallpaper. It's like a Pamir Highway. Like, wow, I'm gonna live this dream of bikepacking.
Yeah.
And
did you realize it?
Not yet lah.
It's still in a.
It's still like something I wish to do lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not now. Like my bike definitely not for bikepacking.
Why not? You can.
Yeah, I can make it happen.
Yeah.
But not the kind that I wanted lah. So yeah, that's like the Polygon Helios F1. And after a while, I got a road bike. It's another Polygon, cause cheap and secondhand got a lot. The Polygon Helios C3. It's just a road bike, and it's definitely not my size. Like, it's like a size 50 or something. I usually want to use like a smaller size that I can get, cause I'm not very tall. So
how tall are you? Cause we can't really see how
oh,
tall.
my height is 161.
Okay.
But I'm kind of fortunate to have like stupidly long arms, and stupidly long legs.
So you can get everything extended on the bike.
Yeah.
Make it look like a pro's bike.
It looks pro lah, but I'm more of a problem than a pro. yeah, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So that Polygon bike, I'm quite glad for that bike because that bike kind of took me to a lot of formative years kind of cycling, where you get to meet like a lot of cycling group, a lot of like lifelong friends. So I guess the first foray into road cycling was with this group called CCK Cyclists. Last time I stayed in UT Choa Chu Kang lah. So it's my friend that borrowed the fixie to me, right? He also bought a bike lah. So we keep.
Is he still a road cyclist or no?
He still had his bike, but real life catching up. So
Okay.
he yearns to ride again, and
Yeah.
I'm always ready lah.
What's his name? Can shout or not?
JJ.
DJ
Yeah.
Lim.
Yeah, just say JJ lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where like I get to meet groups like CSK cyclists. Then random time I was on course, I get to meet a guy that was wearing a NTU bike rally shirt. It's like, oh, of course lah. Go and make conversation with him. His name now is MK.
MK.
Okay, yeah. So thanks to him, like a lot of things were taught to me, like drafting, writing in the group. Don't be an idiot lah, that kind of thing. But I was an idiot back then. Like I got scolded a lot of times for like, wow, blur. I go and press brake, that kind of shit on the road. Then like people were so upset at me. But okay lah. Luckily I didn't cause like a huge pile lah. People can siam.
Yeah.
And then from there, I mean, I'm just gonna shout out all the groups because you guys helped me a lot. So like, there's another group called E-Spinner, and one of the guys there is now my teammate, like Azmi. I'm not so sure whether you've heard of him.
Azmi?
Yeah, Azmi
Have I seen him
Senna.
around? Was he at the OCBC cycle?
I don't know.
Okay. Azmi, can he be the next guest? Can we get him here publicly?
Azmi Senna. He can sing, bro. He can sing.
He can sing.
right
Is he
here,
part of
right?
your new metal band?
No. He sing the Jiwang one. So like whenever he go race, like the next reel you see is him singing Jiwang.
we got mic here for him. Next time we ask him to sing.
So okay, then yeah, that bike has brought me a lot. Like let's say, it's even though I had the bike for 1 year, right, I rode the shit out of it. I think the longest distance I ever had was to Sedili and back.
Where the hell's that?
Sedili is the Saru is here, right? That's like this is the border of Johor. And Sedili is here. Am I in the frame? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sedili is here. So it's from that I remember at the time to and from checkpoint was 280 or something km. So on a
You did it alone?
no lah, with a group.
Okay.
Oh, that's mad, man. Don't do alone. It must be so deranged to do that. So I remember it's a group called Animals. It's just a random invite. So I remember going out like 4 or 5 a.m. Then reaching back checkpoint at 9 p.m. Oh, that was crazy. And then I still remember at checkpoint Singapore, so I was like ordering McSpicy. McSpicy, upsize Milo, that kind of stuff. Because like, wow, I'm starving for 9 p.m. at checkpoint. Then like queue is damn long.
Is it a 12-hour ride or something?
I don't know, man. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Whole day in Bibs is kind of horrible, unhygienic.
You know what's worse than that?
What's that?
When I did, sorry, I just
Yeah.
I just want to brag about this because it's so painful. I did a mountain bike, 150k mountain bike on my trail mountain bike. Because I got conned into it by my friend. He said like, "Hey, come, let's do this mountain bike ride, which is the AUDAX route into JB." I think we didn't manage to finish it because it was getting a bit too dark.
Okay.
And can you imagine 150 Ks on this 15 kilo trail bike with knobby ass tires? And I'm not even on bibs, I'm on shorts. My ass was so painful and I'm like in t-shirt. And we left. I think we made a mistake because we left Singapore very late, like 7 a.m. By the time we reached Johor and we did the whole AUDAX route. Actually, I don't even need a trail bike. I could have been faster on put on a road bike and put very thick tires. I think you can do it. And I still remember this, and I'll never forget this because we were in this palm oil forest estate somewhere in JB, like Plentong or nowhere. And then it was like 4 p.m. and I told my friend, "Hey, I know it looks bright outside and we still have like another 50-60 Ks in the freaking jungle to do." And I know from my experience of mountain biking that the sun sets really quickly in the jungle. Even though it's like 4 or 5 p.m, it's bright outside, but in the trails, because of the trees,
the canopy.
It gets dark quickly. And I said like, "Hey, I don't think we should go back into the jungle, man. By the time if we get lost or whatever, it's going to take us a very long time to get out." So I told him, "Okay, we got to find a shortcut and get the hell out of this palm oil plantation estate and get onto the road." And by the time we were out and we had to ride all the way back down through the Johor city back to the customs and all that. By the time I reached home, right, it was like 10 p.m. and somewhere near Bukit Timah, my legs started cramping.
Oh, lucky at Bukit Timah, bro.
Yeah. I was like so hungry. I'm like, bro, I've been out since 7 a.m. It's already almost 10 p.m. And at the traffic lights, right, I remember I was unclipped out on my pedals, and then the lights turned green. And you got to put a bit of force to clip into your pedals, right? And I clipped in, and instantly my thighs were just stiff.
Ooh.
And I shut up, man. I think I'm gonna fall. I think I can't remember if he caught me or I managed to unclip, and then both my legs just like it was just stiff. It just freeze up. I couldn't do anything. And then I remember calling like a Lala move, getting me back home. It was like so close, man. Just like another 20 Ks I can go home. Yeah, and I went home. I was like so battered, and my wife looked at me. I think I lost my voice or something. I was like just so tired. Sorry,
How much did you nag at him? How did you ever nag at him at that day?
Yeah, she just said you look like shit.
Wow, perfect words of love.
Yeah. What was the sorry, what were you talking about? I was gonna ask like what was your longest race or like ride?
Oh, okay.
So you just wanted to cry and like I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay, wait. Okay, this might take a while to remember. Like longest or like the most difficult. Okay, with longest, then obviously that I did AUDAX 300 in Philippines. In this year April. It's like
AUDAX 300.
Yeah, in Philippines.
On a road bike?
On a road bike.
In one day?
In one day, yeah.
Oh shit, man. That must be painful.
Yeah, it was crazy because so that one is in Philippines. I did that AUDAX in like 11 hours 35 total.
What's the average speed like? Sorry, Matt's not
I
working.
don't know, like 29 or something.
Okay.
But that it's not moving time total. So
Yeah.
moving time is like 10 hours or something like that. So I still remember if we go to that story of that AUDAX 300, it was on this bike
Okay.
and I was still using 25mm tires and I was not using these wheels. I was using a much more thinner profile aluminum wheel. So it's like it was a Campagnolo Zonda, 25mm. So the thing that about Philippines is the roads are terrible. It's not. So far I've not seen a similar road condition as what I faced in Philippines, where everything is like the whole time you're proposing like all day. So like bam 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 bam, regardless how fast or slow you get this hit. Then you got that kind of feeling. So it's imagine the whole 11 hours and stuff. So it was quite battering. What broke me for a moment was when I saw the route, I planned all the stops. Like okay, maybe like 120, I buy all the food. Then 200, I buy all the food again. So I mean, how I treat AUDAX is a eating contest. So I don't care how fast, how much your FTP. If you don't eat right, you would.
It's like petrol for a car.
Yeah.
Got to keep eating.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. So if I don't like, no matter how fast or how strong you are, if you never eat, then you just screw up the whole thing altogether lah. So I planned all these stops because I agak-agak lah. Then what I didn't consider was what time the shops open. Silly ass mistake, bro. It's so excited, right?
Wait, what time did they start?
The whole thing started at 4 a.m.
Okay.
So 120 is around 8 a.m. 8 plus. And in Philippines, they don't really open that early.
What time do they normally open?
Like 9 plus,
9, okay.
10. So imagine at 120, I'm out, no food. When I say food, right, it's really, let's say Jersey, right? Every place I can put, there's food, like a bread, just anything, gels are all in the pocket lah, but every other solid food, even my beefs here, I slot like cracker, everything.
Yeah.
So like so for AUDAX in Philippines, right, they have this system where you must scan QR code at certain checkpoint.
With your phone?
Yeah, with your phone. So you don't play cheat lah. Yeah. So you have to stop and scan, then okay, go.
I'm just thinking like, what if it's some kind of technology malfunction on your phone and you're like halfway there and sorry, I can't scan my QR code.
I'm not sure. I never face. I hope I don't face that problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, when you scan, then sometimes I need to pee. Then I have all this food around. Oh no, I have all this food around. Then you got people all standing around, right? So you look at me like some mad ass or like taking out everything. I think at one point, I don't know if there's like this big bag of bread, right? Then got 6 pieces of bun on it. It's like take it out like that. Put on my top tube. Then people are like, what's wrong with this guy?
This is while you're cycling, right?
I don't know, like at the checkpoint,
Okay.
then I need to pee.
Okay.
Then after that, like I go to there. What's great about it? There's like a community to conduct all this. So every checkpoint, right, it's a tent. There's like food and drinks, like sponsored stuff, and there's like ice box. So I went there, take the ice. Then people look at me, who's this guy? He just go and strip himself. Then now he's like smashing on the ice. It's like, then just stuff all the ice in. It's like, so all these small things that I had to do to do the AUDAX properly.
Right.
Yeah.
So the AUDAX is not about, it's also about speed, right? The first person to cross the line or the shortest time. But for you, was it more of just completing the 300K or were you actually part of the race? Like, were you racing for something?
I wanted to at least get 11 hours.
11 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the idea lah. Just get 11 hours, then done. Because there at night is scary, it's pitch black kind of thing. So remember we were saying about I forgot about the timing of the shops open. So I had a good 1 hour under like 40 degrees sun. No food, no water. Then I was like, wow, fuck. I think at one point I went delirious or like I really just put the bike aside, right? And I was down there like I was like, hey, what am I doing? I was like, okay.
Were you like mostly alone? Like because it was quite sparse, like all the riders all over the place.
At the start, At the start, it was like, I don't know why people are treating it like a race at the start, but it was fun.
It's always like that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, at the start, cause it's 4 a.m., it's pitch black. I was riding with a group. Then suddenly they started braking. Then I was like, I'm not the guy that will suddenly brake in front of people's face. So I swerved out the bike, right? What I didn't see was I was going downhill straight into like road construction area.
Wow.
That was like at the first hour, like maybe. And I remember the first hour, like people smashing it, was like 40 km per hour average or something like that. It's like, I don't know why they're treating it like a race. So like, pam, 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 pam. Lucky I didn't crash.
Yeah.
So I got the front puncture. So that was a start. Then I actually had a friend over who followed. Then luckily he was left behind. Then lucky while I patching the tube, changing the tube, then he reached out, he was there. Yeah, so yeah. Although majority of time I was alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we get back to the story of your bike? Sorry, I know I cut you out a lot of times.
Sure.
We were talking about the Polygon.
Helios
F1 and then
F1, then C3.
C3?
Yeah,
okay.
C3. So that was a 2017 bike to say. So I used it for a year. So just now I was talking about going to Sedili with animals. Oh yeah, then one cool thing about cycling I realized is you met these people so long ago, right? And it's just nice to see them on the road, like now. Like how many years ago was that? 7 years, 8 years? You just say hi, that kind of thing. Then I keep calling one guy Stephen. I remember just now I screwed up the names, right? So for all the years I see him, or maybe on the opposite side of the road or at the coffee shop, right? It's like, hey Stephen. Then like, just last year someone told me his name is not Stephen.
No, but this guy acknowledges you.
Yeah, like, hey!
Yes, why is this guy keeps calling me Stephen?
Like, you're like conditioning.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, his name is Stephen. I know he got the Stephen face. That's like, no, it's not. His name's not Stephen.
So what's his name?
His name is Thomas.
Oh my god. Dude, Stephen and Thomas is like it's so completely different, man.
Only the last letter is
It's not Thomas Tong, right?
No, Thomas. It's not Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah. That was fun stuff.
Can you imagine, like, if he sees you on the opposite side and one day you call him hi Thomas and he doesn't recognize that? He recognizes it as when he sees you, he recognizes it. Oh, he's gonna call me Stephen and I'm gonna acknowledge.
Yeah, means I gotta start calling him Stephen.
Yeah, call him Stephen again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, that's that. So that is 2017. A lot of fun stuff then. Then 2018 is where I got another bike. So it's a bike that lasted me for like 5 years. It's a company that closed down. So this bike is called Bowman. You know Bowman, Bowman.
They have a very nice silver yellowish paint job, right?
Yeah, that one. So that one, I really like that bike because how they sell it, like, it's like the ultimate practical bike to say. Because you have BSA bottom bracket. Remember, it's 2018 by the way. BSA bottom bracket, external cabling, everything's external. Round seat tube, normal, like a normal steerer diameter . It's like the ultimate practical bike to say. And they also market it as a racing bike . I mean, back then I was like, okay, I feel like I'm fast.
Yeah.
I should go racing.
Yeah.
As a 2018 kid. Mind you, I wasn't in CTCC only until last year actually. So that was 2018. That bike really, how say if I sidetrack a bit, if we go about how I see bikes, right? I see it as a tool to have all these experiences, like experiences like calling people a wrong name, like all this fun stuff that because you are outside, you're out in the elements, you get all these character builder, you get all this bonding and lifelong friends. So that's how I see bike, and that drives what I purchase on the bike, really. So maybe after we get to the bike later, it should link. I hope it links. If not, I'm contradicting myself. Okay, so that Bowman bike. With that bike, I get to meet a lot of lifelong friends. One of them, his name is Junsi. He was also I met him at CCK Cyclists, and he taught me a lot on how to take care of my bike. Cause I still remember the first time I brought my bike over. It's like scolding the shit out of me, bro. Like, what is this? Like he point at the headset. You see this? You see this? They point at my bottom bracket. What is this? What is this? What is this? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I should take care of my bike more. Then I told him, oh, I sprayed WD-40 inside into this. Oh, they're like, no.
The rookie mistake.
Like, yeah. The kind of dumb stuff I was doing then. And he helped a lot, teach me a lot. Then also not only cycling related, like life related. So it's like a big brother to me. Then another one, he says very peculiar things. This other friend of mine, he likes to talk about fishes and ponds. Big fish, small pond. That guy. Does it ring a bell?
Yes, it rings a bell. Yes, big fish, small pond.
The
Rafa.
the guy is an asshole, man.
Maybe for those who don't know, shout his name out.
Hey, Darren Lim.
Darren Lim, who appeared on my show before.
Yes, he appeared on the show, like big fish, small pond guy. So for him, he's an asshole. Like, walao, he will disappear from Strava for many months. Many weeks, not months. Then suddenly you come out 100 km, 160 km, average 38. Then he just call it happy days. What an asshole. Then he disappeared for another few weeks again to do the same. But yeah, he's like also a very old friend. Like we go way back kind of thing. So with that bike, we get to, as a trio, we get to do pretty cool stuff. Like we did this thing called a tapir route, where it's a 4-day ride along the borders of Johor. The first time we did it, like Darren's parents was like the support vehicle, so they have all our stuff over. So from Johor, we go to Muar, then we stay there at night. Muar to Mersing, then Mersing to the Saru, then the Saru to SG. Oh, that was fun as segments. Like one of my highlights of my life, especially in the young 20s kind of thing. Is like, wow, this I don't think anyone has done it at that age.
What's the distance that you've covered?
I think each day is like 180.
Okay.
Yeah, so like 180. Yeah, except the Saru to SG day. Yeah.
So like 700k.
700, 800, yeah.
Wow, shit. Okay.
Yeah, that was fun stuff, bro. Like, somehow it's like we are not even racing, we're just riding for the sake of like, oh, I love riding, I love cycling, I don't care what's on my bike, I just want to cycle. That kind of thought, really. It's so simple, it's so primal that it lets you do crazy stuff.
It's funny because yesterday when was it 2 days ago when I was riding on TMCR at night, it's very therapeutic for me when I cycle. It's not always all about just the speed and chasing people down. It's just that I just like to ride my bike.
Yeah.
It just makes me happy kind of thing.
Yeah,
like I can't explain that feeling.
Like
I've been I've been like cycling for so long, right? It just makes me happy riding my bike.
Yes. That's really what it is, really.
Yeah.
Everyone's just happy to ride bike, no matter how heavy the rain, how fast the ride is going. It's like maybe when you're like going like doing a sprint lead out, right? You just think of it. Hey, I like riding my bike. Sprint for you. Like, oh, I like riding my bike.
I think it's more enjoyable. Like I get the enjoyment when my bike fits me like a glove.
Oh, that.
You know, when you're clipped in, the bike just feels right.
Bike, bro,
it just feels right. Like, I mean, of course, until today, probably Gary will be hating on me, but I keep adjusting my bike. Like saddle, fore and aft. I still because recently I've just changed my my power meter to the Magene power meter, which but I got a longer crank length. So I was using the 165. So I did the bike fit with Gary was all on the 165. Then I moved to the 170, but once you move that, you basically effed up the whole setup, right? So moving that crank length by 5mm, you have to lower the saddle to get that same height. So it was a mistake because I didn't, and I was left at a very high position, and then I realized something is wrong. I feel weird. Then I looked back at some photos that my friends took and videos, and I realized that my the stroke was too long. Like I was tippy-toey. And then your ass starts to rock and everything. Then I realized, saddle too high. It's because I changed the crank length. So I got to push it down. And then the thing is, once you push it down because of the angle of the
saddle.
No, not the saddle, the seat post. So as you push it down, right?
It also goes forward.
Yeah, it goes forward and it tilts up.
Oh, okay.
So I got to... Is it tilt up? Yeah, because of the angle, it's like that, right? If you push it up, then the saddle goes up like that a bit.
Okay, I didn't.
So I got to. Then my ball started hurting, man.
Oh,
something wrong again. I got to tilt the saddle down. Then it was like, wow, Nice, man. Now
nutcracker
everything's
setup.
yeah, and also because I haven't been riding so much, I slam all the way down, and right, my back was so painful. I had to
Oh,
push it out a bit. So
okay,
luckily,
okay.
I realized you also have a bit of tolerance, a bit of
Yeah, yeah,
buffer.
yeah. I just like to keep a bit of spacer in
Yeah.
case anything really. But I don't know if that a bit of spacer will help lah. But at least it's
bit of
nice.
safety net.
It's nice on the mind lah. To
Nice on the mind, nice on the mind, but not nice visually.
yeah. I always wish I could chop it off, but nah.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we? About
Sorry, I know I keep chopping you off. I'm
yeah,
so sorry.
it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Because it changes the pace a bit. I don't want to keep yapping.
What were we talking about? We were talking about
the tapir ride.
yes,
Tapir ride.
your
So,
4-day ride.
yeah, so that was like a highlight lah. Then from there, with Darren, luckily he's the guy that will want to create things one lah. So we created a team called WWF Plus. I mean, it's kind of sad. Like if maybe I'll find a photo of everyone, then only really just a few of us are still cycling. Like, everyone just move on with their life. But I mean, that's how it works lah. The kind of thing. Like people go to your life, people go, the kind of thing. So from there we created a team. Then like, okay, I'm gonna race. Like, yeah, but then back then, like, I thought like being to do 4 per kilo for 20 minutes like the biggest shit ever, So so like first event we went was Cameron KOM 2018, Darren and I. And we randomly roomed with one guy. I think his name is A01. He's just some random guy who lives in Australia. But sometimes he flies back to Singapore for a few weeks of holiday, visit back his family, then fly back again. So he's a very eccentric guy. I still remember in the hotel room, he's like flexing, flexing in the mirror. It's like, ooh. Then Darren's like, what's with this guy? But he was a fun guy to be with.
Yeah.
So come to that race, and I thought like, wow, I got my FTP 20 minutes, like 4 watt per kilo. I'm a climber, bro. Like, wow, I'm gonna win this shit. The podium is mine. That kind of thing. So how Cameron works, right? You start at Symphony Hotel. Back then it was the longer route, so it's like Symphony is a 60 km climb. I think elevation's at 1.8 meter. So the climb's about like 45 km long. And the challenge of it is how draggy it is. 45 km on the climb is probably it's quite a long time to say. But before that, there's like I only remember by minutes, like a 20 minute neutral. It's mostly flat, a bit rolling, but it's mostly flat. Before you reach this section called the divider section, where it's again, sorry, I always remember things by minutes instead of km, because it's a bit more. If you can't really gauge how long is a km, honestly, but you know how long is a minute. So I remember there's like this 8 or 10 minute, depend how fast you 8 or 10 minute divider section, which is about 6% or 8%. And usually that part is where all the selections happen. If you are not in the breakaway, if you are not in the top selection after that divider, then sorry, unless you're like, you outclass everyone, you're not gonna be on the podium or even top 10 to say. So that was the race itself. Then after that, it's just up, down, 2%, 3%, up, down, all the way until 60 km. So when that first race, I was like excited as shit, bro. Like, I still remember the start line, my heart rate, when they counting down like 160. It's like, I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna win this shit, bro. You know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
So like, you go to neutral. It's like what's challenging about it is like neutral, you have to do two hairpins, just because that's how the road is. So that one, if you screw it up, then you want to lose position. If you are daring, you have balls, you can just cut everyone. Not cut, like overtake everyone. You can gain a lot of positions doing that. Then somewhere during the neutral, I'll still remember there's this part in the neutral, there's like a bridge in the underpass. So I went down it. I hit a pothole. Like, psh, I'm like, oh.
It's neutral zone.
Yeah, neutral.
Oh god.
Oh sorry. Yeah, neutral zone. Like, oh, like, I'm like, oh no. Then I go to the side. Then like I take out my rear wheel. Like, oh no, puncture. Then I go in faster. You remember your jersey launch.
Uh-huh.
There's like the
Yes, we were doing that whole bike
yeah.
tire change.
I
thing.
got flashbacks doing that, bro. I was doing it as frantically as I was doing it. There. Like,
Yeah.
then still remember one random local walk up to me. Oh, bang, you puncture ah.
Yeah.
Say, bro, I puncture. I supposed to win this race one.
Wait, you actually said that? To him?
Bro, that Lulu has sack. Oh, damn the Lulu. Bro. It's like, bro. It's like, shh.
The guy might be laughing. What the hell is this guy saying? I'm supposed to win this race, but he's already punctured.
Yeah.
Neutral zone.
Yeah, so when I get to puncture, so Darren and the other friend one they were still there lah, and I still remember they were sharing. Say, where is John? Where is John? I don't see him. Where is John? The kind of thing going on. So after I patch the puncture, I look up like there's no one there, man. So I faster rush with whatever I can. So right halfway, I saw a very familiar figure. He was wearing the same color kit as me. He is holding something on his right hand and holding his bike. These are running. So I go closer, it's Darren.
Oh.
It's like, bro, I punctured. It's like, yeah, no, I got hand pump. Like, maybe I'll show a photo where we just after that we just okay, let's just go. Then we were just laughing up the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just humbled the shit out of you. Like, remember, I was so delulu, like, I'm gonna win this shit. Then, like, all this stuff happening, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this year I did a couple of races. I mean, I would just say that I'm not racing, but I just want to go for the experience. And when you talk about a very humbling experience, right, you think you're fast. Wait until you go for this. And these races that I go to, I would say 90% are Singaporeans.
Okay.
So the playing field was not very
Very
even and very leveled. So you don't get a lot of strong Malaysian riders or even Southeast Asian riders. And you know, I think that I thought I was okay. I mean, of course, I finished the race, and for me, it was just finishing the race. But when you go there, right, people on like 10 times bikes that are cheaper than you.
Yeah.
They are so damn strong. I remember the recent one I did was the Lekas race at night.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go?
No, I didn't.
It was like pouring rain and everything. It was like scary as shit, right? Because
man.
visually you can only see up to here.
Yeah.
Because of the rain and
It's
going to
better.
your eyes. Yeah. And I thought, okay, man, I done 3 races this year. I thought, okay lah, my goal is to at least keep up with the first peloton because all the previous races I would try to keep up the first peloton and end up dropping to like second and third. So for Lekas, I think, okay, goal is to keep up with the first peloton. That's it. I don't care where I end up and don't crash. I remember I was like trying to race for
Position.
go in front during neutral zone, right? Because they always say like try to go in front as much as you can. And then I see Poon.
Oh.
Yeah, I know so much about Poon. I mean, everyone has
Heard
interviewed.
stories,
Yeah. So I was like, this guy just chilling there in the rain, no glasses and anything. And then I even say, hey, hi Poon.
This is natural habitat, bro.
But then he was like very chill in the neutral zone. I was like, hey, why isn't he pushing to the front? And then I'm like a funny guy trying to swim all the way to
Rushing
the
to
front.
the front, yeah.
And then when the first climb hits after the neutral zone, right? Wow, I tell you, the first climb is the one that filters out the strong ones and the weak ones. I'm like, shit, my legs are not going already. And I've got another, how long was the race? 120 or I can't remember. It's like so long. If I keep going at this pace, I'll probably just burn out. So I'm like, you know what, I cannot already. So I slowly drop down. It's not a hill, it's just like a slow gradient.
It's just the pace of the kills.
Yeah, and people are just really, you got to really smash for it. And I cannot, man. My legs are just not going.
I see.
And that's when it really filters you out, right? Then you kind of get filtered into the groups that are probably like your pace. For me it was like, I don't know how many pelotons behind already. But yeah, I think through joining races, I think you gain a lot of experience and you know where your weak points and you got to improve in that.
Like it's a very big pond.
Yeah, big pond, small fish in the big pond.
So if you're talking about like your leg cannot tahan already, right? I'm still exploring this thought like where, because I mean recently the last race I did was Cameron 2024, the same race DRCC Cameron 2024. I went in with this thought, like if I feel like I cannot, right, means I must push harder to get it there. To say like, because if you think about it, when it comes to races, no one's following your pace. You are following the strongest person's pace. And if you want to be with the strongest person there, you have to be at the same pace as the strongest person. And sometimes maybe to get there, right, is to really overextend it. I
But
don't
do
know.
you need to pace yourself out? Like, you know your limits, right? If you were going to push so hard to that guy's pace and then like...
Honestly, I try now. Now I try not to look. Like now my computer now like doesn't have power sometimes when it's race.
Yeah.
Maybe some stupid thing like time of day and speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes like you see like what is this? Like very pain, like 600. Then like like this spiral, this way you start your thought spiral like down really like 600.
But wouldn't that be a better gauge to know your limits? Like, let's say you see your watts or your heart rate even going too high, then like, I got to dial it back.
Yeah.
Or you don't give a shit, like, keep up.
It has its doing the considering numbers, right? It has its place. Let's say like a time trial, or maybe you're ahead, or or maybe like when the situation calls for you to keep a certain pace, then it has its users. But in the chaos that is racing, right? Sometimes you kind of don't have to think like just go for it. Just say I like cycling, then just go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that was 2018 humbled. Some dickish guy humbled as heck after that. But it was great fun lah. I still laugh about it when I think about it. So come to it, like 2019 to 2022, I was still in the Bowman. It was kind of like a lull period. I don't know what I'm doing with my bike. Then come 2023, then we get this. And I got this in push after.
Oh, sorry, one of my cameras died.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why we have the big camera there.
Oh no.
Is it overheated? Oh, camera overheat.
Oh no.
Sorry, commercial break over. You took a
Okay.
piss.
Yeah. That's luckily we were talking about we want to talk about this bike already. We were in the year 2023. So what was driving me to get this bike is because I was getting into CTCC. Then you have all these national races, right, where you need a UCI licensed bike. And I wasn't willing to go this break yet in 2023 because of all. Because you had to buy new tools, new stuff, a lot of things you had to buy again. And I think DI2 prices then were quite high. So luckily, it's like out of nowhere, I just searched on Carousell, Devel. It's like, hey, come out. Like $500. And like,
This was after watching all the Shane Miller.
hey, that's is that the correct name? Okay, Chris Miller. yeah. That one, yeah. So it was so lucky. It was a super lucky find to find in Carousell. Actually, I don't know how I got it. Also,
In your size.
Huh?
And it's also in your size.
I actually wish it was smaller, but
Okay.
this one works. So yeah, immediately the next evening, I faster go and collect that kind of thing. So
Can we price
it was $500
for the frame?
for the frame, and I was still using this 105 and everything. What else was there? So that was when I got this bike. Maybe we just talk about how the bike feels.
Maybe quick run through of the setup
Okay, quick run through the setup.
and sizing frame and all that stuff.
Okay, so it's a size 47 Devel A01 rim brake. I'm using a 105 group set. The crank is a 160 mm. Cockpit. The handlebars are 29 cm to 33 cm. I bought them from AliExpress. Stem is a negative 17, 110 mm. Saddle is a AliExpress imitation Ascent Aeroo saddle. I like it because the leather is so grippy.
Did my saddle that I sold to you not work?
Sliding a lot. I have this issue where I slide a lot. And this helped a lot. Wheels are Elite wheels 40 mm. Rim brake. It used to have those line brake track. Then they say water flushing or stuff like that, right? But now you see, right, it's gone, bro. And that's after I only bought this. I started using this in June. It's like
all
6
gone.
months and it's like gone already. Like really heartbreaking stuff. So yeah, so that's the setup right there.
Yeah. You want to talk about the performance?
Okay. The performance and the feel of the bike to say.
And this is like your third or fourth bike?
We can say it's third lah.
Third bike?
Yeah, third bike. Okay, so if I only get to compare with my Bowman previously, because I used it for very long, and I'm quite attuned to the bike. And if I were to say in a way, right, like bicycle is like your partner to say, because you spend a lot of time, then you know the nuances. All the
Hey, don't say that like my wife is over there, man.
Sorry.
Then she don't let me go and cycle. So all this bike is your partner, everything. Hey, don't spill all this stuff out, okay?
Is your wife called Luke 795? Right, Ace. Okay. So if I think of it,
You're gonna get all of us into trouble, man.
oh no! Sorry, guys. I'm not married yet, so I get to say. So when I think of bikes, I think of it as a partner, really. So the Bowman think of it as like the easygoing, anything can kind of partner lah. Like you want to chill, yeah. Oh, you want to chill, yeah. She can be chill. But you want to be freaky, yeah. She can be freaky. But it's not to any form of extreme kind of freaky, and it feels very safe. You can do a lot of mistakes, and you're not reprimanded highly of it. This bike is freaky as heck, you know. Like, wow. Like, let's say if you, I mean, you can still chill, but if you really went for it, it will really go. To say, like sometimes to a point where it will ask you to keep up to me, kind of thing. Especially when it comes to the downhill. So it's freaky, it's great, but if you treat her wrong, right, she can and will kill you. That kind of thing. Because what I realized in the downhill, right, it accelerates way faster than my previous bike on the downhill, and I don't know why. Also, it's just what I realized. So certain things like braking on the descent, right, I have to brake earlier because of how fast I'm entering the corner. So one time it almost killed me was 2023. We were in Cameron, the whole gang, CTCC, we were like, training camp / holiday kind of thing. And I was having a time of my life, like descending Cameron on this bike. It's like, wow, it's fast as heck, bro. Like, whoa, I'm loving it. Like, Cameron's wide, right? The shoulder can fit a bicycle already, but I'm using the whole lane to cut. So because the road is so wide, you don't need to brake on some of them. So you're going really, really fast. Until I'll always remember this left turn. It has a huge comically huge left arrow. It's like Mario Kart, the arrow kind of thing. I didn't think much of it. It's like because you're like slicing through the corner. Then I didn't brake much. When I entered the corner, like, oh shit, it's a hairpin. It's going way too fast for hairpin. So like I was veering into the opposite lane really. And from there I was like, oh shit, it's either while I'm here, I brake and risk crashing, or straighten up and hope there's no car coming up.
And take a very wide angle.
Yeah. Yes. So in that split second, I thought a lot of things. I straight away just straighten up, press the brake very hard. So as I slowed down, luckily I slowed down. It's either I crash a car, or at first I thought it's like I'm gonna crash into a car, or I'm gonna go inside the ditch or on the drain. So I pressed very hard. Then I turned. I was like, oh shit, there's a car coming. Luckily the car slowed down. Then from there, like, okay, I'm gonna behave. So yeah, that's how the bike is. I never take care properly. Right? Yeah, that's what's gonna do to you.
I realized a trend here. You buy bikes where after buying them the company goes bust.
Hey, which company you want to go bust? Which company you want?
So what's the next bike gonna be? Maybe give this company a heads up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just tag you on IG. Like, hey, hi, I'm gonna buy your bike, guys.
You're gonna buy your bike. I'm sure it doesn't go bust. The Bowman that you bought went bust. This company went bust.
Yeah.
God, please don't buy a look.
Gosh. Bye.
Okay, so that's the bike.
Yes.
And also one peculiar thing is you have 30 millimeter wide tires, and clearance seems to not be an issue. Why 30 mm? Any draggy issues?
I mean, honestly, it's just me trying stuff out, lah. Like, who in the right mind will go and buy a 29 cm?
Oh yeah, your bars.
Yeah. So the tires. Mainly because my main gripe when it comes to road bikes, right, it's not braking. Someone is rim brake, right? It's not braking. It's really the grip of the tire, and that's my main gripe really. So sometimes even this rim brake carbon track raining, right, I can still lock my rear tire, and I hope I don't lock my front tire. Because if you lock, right, you're gone really well, like that. So I hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, so in my bid to find a solution for it, it's like going wide as heck. And so far it's been great. I still lock it up, but maybe there's a skill issue somewhere. Maybe I eventually find out there's a skill issue somewhere. I mean, you can go and comment. At least I learned, right? You can roast the shit on me, but at least I learned.
I used 4000 S2s and then 5000s. Recently made the switch to Victorias. Have you tried Victorias?
Not yet.
It's so good, man.
Is it?
Okay, disclaimer. I mean, I'm sponsored by
Yeah,
Vittoria. But I have to say those tires are fast and soft.
Okay. Actually, when I go and kepo, cause people roasting me, like, bro, why are you riding 30 mm so draggy, so slow? Then I go in and look at the bicycle. There's this website, the bicycle rolling resistance, right? If you realize when you go the weaves, right, the difference is only a bit, only like point something or even 1 watt. But when you go the fastest tire, that is a Vittoria tire lah, 6 watt for something. I don't know what PSI, how what speed lah, but it's the leaderboard is Vittoria. Then this GP 5K, I think it's like 12 watts or something. So I mean, my rebuttal there is you get more speed from the tire and not the width. So like, don't worry about
The
it.
actual tire compound.
Yes, I mean that tire is whatever that makes the tire lah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and I guess one issue is when you ride like wide tires, right? You have to run low PSI, and you be doing that. It deadens a lot of feedback. And I still remember last time I was the opposite end. I was like riding 23. Yeah, that was when I was on the Bowman. I was like 23, 120 PSI. Like, like, bro, I'm fast as heck, bro. I'm a racer. That's the feeling I had. But now my thoughts to you guys, like, it's just the feedback that you get that makes you feel like the tire is either fast or slow. And naturally, when it's bumpy as heck, you feel like it's fast. Yeah, I guess it's like a perceived feeling, but it's not like I study this lah. I'd like to believe that the bumpiness, it does not really equate to the speed, or whether does it slow you down or does it make you faster, kind of thing.
I know I always brag about 120
Yeah.
psi, but I've reduced it to 80. I'm making a gradual change, and 80 feels okay, I guess. Not too soft, not too hard, and I'm liking it. I'm running 25 on the Vittorias.
Nice.
And also another, I don't know if it's a myth, but a lot of people say the Vittoria Corsa Pros, because it's a very fast racing tires, it tends to it's very prone to punctures. And I can say that I've done quite a number of kilometers on it, and so far it has no cuts, and I've not had any flats. So I think I'm quite convinced by the Vittorias, given the fact that it's pretty fast, and I like it how grippy it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I always
not,
find this damn grippy already. Like,
Yeah.
wow, there is more. to
Yeah,
it
yeah.
now.
The Vittoria feels so
Wow.
grippy. I really like
Okay,
it, man. Give it a shot, man.
I'll consider. Wait until
It's
6 months.
expensive,
Wait
but-
until 6 months, then I use this lah.
Yeah, I
Finish.
always tend to swap the front and rear because the rear always wears out
Yeah.
faster, right? So
Then you
I
swap over.
I
then
prolong
you
the
burn new one.
longevity by
Yeah.
swapping them over. Yeah. Are you a maintenance kind of guy? You build a bike up by yourself?
Yeah, the reason why I choose like stuff like external, maybe not really external lah, but the headset, the cable doesn't go through the headset, not fully integrated. It's because I do my own maintenance, to say, and fortunately I rim brake, so it's easier. So even though it's troublesome, at least I can do my stuff on my own. To say at least I'm quite in tune with the bike, but I'm not. I've for so long I've been delaying how to learn how to open the wheel hub.
The hub.
Yeah, hub. I
It's easy, isn't it?
is it?
Yours is on like a DTC system.
Yeah, it's those.
Just pull the.
Oh, is it?
Okay, I can do. I would say 60% on my bike. The only thing I cannot do is routing cables.
Oh, okay.
And also adjusting the FD and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea how to do that.
Yeah, I see. I mean,
I know there's like a system like you got to measure it from the chain ring to the height and all that, but
Yeah.
I always screw it up.
I see.
But yeah,
I mean, honestly, I just wing it lah.
really?
Yeah. I mean, at first I follow, so then after a while I just wing it, kind of thing. So maybe it's not as ideal now. Some months it's nice. Then when I change back the cables, it's kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm okay as long as it rides. I'm okay.
On my show, I have a fair share of very expensive bikes. Yours, I would say it's not that expensive, but of course, to each his own, right? Doesn't really matter how expensive the bike. What is your opinion about? You race a lot. Your bike is how much will you value your bike for?
I think it's
2,000.
not maybe a bit more 3K around
3K?
there. Yeah.
Uh,
I think a lot of the value comes from the Favero lah.
Oh, the Favero,
Yeah,
yeah.
it bumps it up a lot. Yeah.
So a 3K bike versus we have got a nice SL7 there.
Wow, we can buy many.
We've got a SL8 that's broken into half there.
Yeah.
Will you get such an expensive bike that probably costs 20 times more?
Okay, how I do things like kind of racing also spend a lot of money. Like not only the fee, you have to maybe fly or your whatever form of transport, food, accommodation. So if you think about it, if I spend like 12K on a bike, right, I will lose. How to say? I will not allow myself. How to say? It doesn't allow me to participate on all these races in that 12K budget. Instead, like, I spend this amount, then I'm only stuck here in Singapore to ride around. I can't do anything because I spent all my budget already. So for me, it's like I keep to a budget, and I like how limitations can make you go creative in your things, in the things that you find, the things you do. So that's where, that's why I purposely make this cheap, so that the extra money I have, I go for racing, go for training, go for nutrition, try things like. I mean, I wouldn't be able to buy a crank. I wouldn't be able to buy. I actually bought a lot of handlebars before this, and I bought a lot of stems. I wouldn't be able to try all this if I went straight to an expensive bike. Doesn't let me explore.
Right.
I think that's the fun part of cycling, exploring.
Okay. Shall we go on to the IG Q&A?
Yeah, sure.
By the way, if anyone is wondering, the full list of his setup and all my interviews are always in the video's description. So check out the video's description. Everything is detailed there if you guys are wondering.
Yeah.
Why not a mainstream brand?
I guess the price really. And now again, I was working on limitation on the budget, and I'm just glad I found this lah.
Will you be sticking on this bike for long? That's my personal question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't see a need to change bike yet.
But by the way, since you buy a lot of second-hand parts, do you realize that the second-hand market is just so cheap now? Like there's so many finds.
Oh, okay. I've not searched.
I mean, there's a lot of room to bargain. I'm trying to sell things and nobody wants to buy my stuff.
Hey, why don't you buy it? If I buy it, the company go past.
I got nothing to sell. I'm not selling anything. But yeah,
Okay,
I just realized
so it's like
Carousell has
second-hand,
a lot.
like-
Yeah, a lot of
There's
second.
plenty of unsold stuff. Okay.
Stay in trend. Why are you still using rim brakes?
I mean, I guess I hope I answered earlier, but either way, it's because there's no real need for. I don't feel like there's a real need for me to go disc brake. Although I understand there's some advantages when it comes to racing, especially when it's a steep downhill where you can get a consistent brake feel every time. Barring brake fade lah. That's another thing altogether. Whereas when it comes to rim brake, I understand that the faster you go, the harder you press. But we don't really go fast down. There's no huge downhill in Singapore that you have to press so hard. And
But it's a
fine.
feel. It's a feel.
Yeah,
the modulation.
Yeah, it's like modulation is great as long as you set up your you set up your brake cables all properly, and your brake pad is good. It's a good brake pad. I'm using Swiss Stop. It's a good brake pad and it's aligned properly. Everything's set up properly. Damn good.
For the wheels, didn't get much to talk about the review since you said the brake track has totally worn off. What are the reviews of these Elite 40s, and also now that the brake tracks are worn, do you find any issues braking?
Brake track one, actually no difference. Maybe that thing is just a marketing gimmick to say like, wow, cool lah, like water flushing. Actually doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you press harder, you flush water better. The wheels, I purposely picked 40mm because I know I'm very light lah. So if I go 50 or 60, I'll fly sideways lah. Even this, I'm flying sideways, especially when it's like storming.
Yeah.
I'm still flying sideways. I almost got thrown into the concrete before because I was flying. That's how strong it was, the wind. So I'll stick to 40. It kind of helped when very fast speed, and that's all. It's not like a lifesaver. It's how hard you want to. It's still how, let's say in a race context, it's still how hard you can whack lah. It helps a bit. Yeah.
What are some underrated upgrades to a bike?
160mm crank and the 29cm handlebar.
How narrow can you go for the bars? Is it only 29mm?
For this,
CM?
yes.
Okay.
For this, yes. I mean, if you want to go super expensive, right? Like, I don't know. I can't remember now. They go like stupidly narrow. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll go there yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
That's the fun part. Right? Yet. I don't think I'll go there. I can go stupidly narrow.
Okay, Victor's question. He says, why did you sell your Ascent Aeroo handlebars?
Oh, okay.
So Ascent Aeroo handlebars are. Give us some context. What these handlebars are?
Okay, Ascent Aeroo handlebars. It's over there. So Ascent Aeroo, they are going towards this narrow kind of concept as well, but theirs is a bit different where the center, how the bars are, is like that. It's like a very huge flare. So you have I think it's like 20 something, I think 26 or something at the tops, and then 38, I think, on the drops. I wasn't a fan of how tilted you had to. Even though you don't need to tilt, right? There's still some angle to it that you have to tilt. It's gonna be weird if you like that, man.
Yeah. So actually, let me point that out. So I when the Aeroo bars launched, and I asked the Ascent founder QX, I thought it was just like gravel bars where the hoods are just narrower and then the bottom just flares. And he says no, actually, he is one of the first guys or the only one who points the hoods or the whole bars like at one direction. So you're actually holding it like that. Right, so that's why I think to your point that you can't push it out.
Yeah. But maybe I go on a tangent here. Back in 2020, I was doing that before this thing. I'll find a photo. I swear, there's a photo that's like stupidly tilted in. I'll find it.
But that's what everyone was doing, like Remco and all that. That's why it's illegal, right?
Yeah, I did that before it was.
So Remco copied you lah, not
I guess so. I hope one day. Yeah, I hope one day is this way lah. But now I'm copying people. So yeah, so come to the Aeroo. I didn't really like the angle of it. It worked for a lot of people, and that's fine. It just didn't work for me lah. Where the angle, like, my wrist, because the angle like bum 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 bum. Sometimes I'm not really nice on the bike to say. And the flare is too wide. Come on. If I go like that, right, it's like if I remember correct, it's like 29. When I ride, it's like 29 here. So maybe 38, then like, what? It's a bit weird for me. Yeah. So I just wanted a narrow bar. I can have my shifters relatively straight.
Oh, I love this one.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe let's keep this to the last question. And I think it's a very interesting question. So thanks to the user for submitting this. What's the most unhinged or dangerous behavior you've experienced during a ride or race?
Unhinged and dangerous behavior. Wow, okay. I can't rapid fire this. I have to try to remember.
Last question, take your time.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
It's this year's national road race, which at TMCR. It was national races at TMC. I just flat, so I know I can't do anything now. So I just, my rule there was just to take bottles for people, take bottles and pass to my teammates. So there was one of these laps. I was at the back just chilling. The peloton was chilling. Fortunately, Samuel was moving backwards. I can see him like that. It was like, oh no, what's wrong with them? Like, oh no, what's wrong with Samuel? Then comes this like, hey bro, can you give me back my bottle or not? I need to pee.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Then I was holding his empty bottle was on my back because I passed him a bottle, and he was using those huge 1 liter bottles. Then my first thought was he's gonna shove the whole thing up his bibs. Then he have a huge dong up his.
Okay.
Yeah, they just started laughing the heck out.
So he did it?
No. When I thought of it, I just started laughing at the idea of it.
Yeah.
Then it's like, bro, why are you laughing at your pee? I mean, maybe unhinged as in like the shock of it, like the most out of context thing that can happen lah.
So what happened?
So he went back. So he was trying to shove it in. he was trying to shove it, but maybe it's too huge lah. It's not for Asian size, I would say. Doesn't help that the bottle is black. See, I make things unhinged. So it's more like I make things unhinged more than things go unhinged. So he gave out, like, hey bro, I give you back my bottle. Oh yeah, then another thing I started laughing was like, imagine he peed in that bottle, right? Then the free zone, if he decide to throw it to like Darren or Darin or whoever, Timothy, right, who's doing the feeding, right? Then it's like, hey, wow, I think this is Samuel's bottle. Then got all the water droplet, right? They don't know it's urine. I thought of that also. That's why I laughed like shit. So what he did instead was he went back, then he opened and just lay
Pee.
all like so here.
While he was riding.
He whip it out lah. Then just have pee. luckily the peloton didn't start going crazy. Everyone's just like watching each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess that's I don't really say unhinged, but funniest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the end.
Nice. Yeah.
Anything else you would like to mention before my camera overheats and we have to
Oh.
shove it into the freezer again?
Okay, I just want to say we live in a really great time where a lot of quality components are at affordable prices, really, and of really great quality. I'd like to argue that even Tiagra, I don't know how many speed, 10 speed is like damn good. I mean, a bit biased. I was using Tiagra for the Bowmen for many years. I used it until the inside shifter broke. How many crashes so it didn't break? So I argue that maybe this rose tinted glasses, but a lot of things at cheap prices are damn good really. And we also live in a time where you can buy this imitation saddle for $30. It's a carbon shell saddle at $30. And it gives me a lot of happiness. So just like a hot take to say.
Right.
We live in a time where everything's so great at good prices.
Yeah.
So don't worry about whether my bike 12K or not. Just you can ride. That's the greatest thing ever. Yeah. Yay.
Thank you.
Yay.
Wise word of advice. And to wrap up 2024.
Oh yes.
Thank you very much. I actually told you I wanted to buy confetti and
Oh, it didn't arrive.
spray it, yeah, because it's the last episode of 2024. But you know what? I thought of the afterthought of cleaning up and picking up all that, and I think I'll not be welcome here again
then
after
some of
that.
the rugs like that.
Yeah.
That's not gonna have a good hell of a
But
time.
John, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
dropping by.
time.
Thank you for helping me edit the reels also.
Oh yes.
and my
Also,
video.
the opportunity to create the jersey for you.
Yes.
Yeah,
He created OLC V2's jersey.
Yeah.
You have it here?
I have all the jerseys here.
Wow.
Yay. Then I got this all I created also CTCC jersey.
Wow, this guy's a designer,
Yeah.
man. We're gonna make some magician show and ooh.
Yeah. Runway. Yeah, there's another one. So thanks for the opportunity to do.
Okay, this camera will be better if you can flash it here. Okay, this is which one?
This this hearts. It's like a friend.
Right.
asked
Oh,
for-
my camera stopped recording.
Oh,
But it's okay, you can continue talking. We'll use the other two cameras.
This is my team's jersey. This is my first jersey ever done. I love it.
Nice.
And this is
Oompa Loompa cycling.
This is the jazz of the
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for designing that for
So
me.
if you want, you DM me.
Yeah, anyone wants designing services, you can come and look for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, and
Thank
we
you.
are done.
Yay.
Thanks, man.
Wow, that was a